please stand for the recessional.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
I see you again.
We've come a long way,
yeah, we came a long way
from where we began.
You know we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Let me tell you.
When I see you again.
Please be seated. Well, good evening, everybody. It's nice to see such a great crowd. I'm Larry Calhoun, President of Southeastern Technical College, and it's my honor and privilege to welcome you on behalf of the Southeastern Technical College administration, faculty, and staff. We're delighted you could join us in celebrating this momentous occasion. First of all, I want to thank these students, their teachers, their parents, their other family members, their friends for all the hard work they've invested in getting to this point. Next, I want to thank Meadows Regional Medical Center for being an outstanding partner in this endeavor. From their financial support, without which we probably wouldn't be celebrating tonight, to the invaluable clinical experience they provide, to the great careers, potential careers they provide our graduates. Southeastern Tech could not have done this without Meadows. And finally, I want to thank Dr. Kathy Mitchell for her vision nearly 10 years ago to start events in motion that led to this evening. And you're going to hear a little from her in a few moments. I don't have to tell you what a pivotal role nurses play in our nation's healthcare delivery system. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, there were almost 2.7 million registered nurses in the United States in 2014. Evidence suggests that nursing is one of the fastest growing occupations in the country. The Bureau of Labor Statistics estimates that registered nurse workforce will increase by 19% by 2022, resulting in the addition of over 1 million jobs by 2022. The high demand for RNs is expected to be driven by an increased demand for healthcare services, primarily due to an aging U.S. population led by the 93 million people in the baby boom generation. I'm one of those. I see a few more out there, folks born between 1946 and 64. Despite the importance of nursing in the face of the population demographic changes and healthcare reform, the supply of RN workforce has not kept pace with the growing demand. Workforce projections have warned of an impending shortage of between 500,000 and 1 million nurses by 2020. That's 4 years away, but who's counting? To the graduates, you all will have great opportunities as well as significant challenges as you move through your careers. So never stop learning and enhancing your skills. Congratulations again. Best wishes for continued success. And remember, you will always be a part of the STC family.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we are so thankful for this special night and the opportunity to take this journey over the last several months, Lord. And Lord, for we know none of this would be possible without you. We thank you for this program and faculty that have worked so diligently and with caring hearts to help us complete this goal, Lord. And Lord, thank you for their guidance in helping us become great nurses and the best that we can be. Lord, thank you for allowing the 20 of us that's sitting on this stage to become family and share a special bond that we will carry on throughout our lives. Lord, I ask as we go into the working world that you will be with each of us and guide us each and every day. Lord, I pray that your light will shine through us as we care for our patients. And Lord, that all these things I ask in your heavenly name. Amen. Dr. Catherine T. Mitchell served the Technical College System of Georgia with distinction for more than 30 years before retiring in June of 2015. Dr. Mitchell holds 3 degrees from the University of Georgia in Business Administration and Education. She has spent her entire career giving back to the state of Georgia. She began her career as an instructor for Athens Technical College, served as registrar for Lanier Technical College, and then held the position of Vice President for Student Affairs at Southeastern Technical College. From 1997 to 2015, she served as President of Southeastern Tech. And during that time, the college experienced unprecedented growth and achieved many accomplishments, such as a name change from institute to college, offering the first associate degree, obtaining initial Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges accreditation, a merger with Swainsboro Technical College, converting from quarter to semester system, starting 11 new programs, constructing 4 new classroom buildings, partnering with 4 local K-12 systems to begin the Southeastern Early College and Career Academy, and one accomplishment that we are celebrating tonight, obtaining approval to offer an Associate of Science in Nursing program, the only 2-year RN program at a technical college between Savannah, Macon, and Valdosta. Outside of the academic world, Dr. Mitchell has been active in our community, serving on numerous boards. She has been a board member of the Toombs Montgomery Wheeler United Way, Robert Toombs Christian Academy, First United Methodist Church of Vidalia, and the Toombs Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce. Since retirement, Dr. Mitchell has opened her own business, The Cat's Meow, located in Shabby Lane on Highway 280 in Lyons. Please join me in welcoming the woman whose vision and leadership made tonight possible, Dr. Kathy Mitchell.
Julie, can I move this? Thank you. Good evening. It's so good to be with you tonight, and especially these students, to celebrate the completion of Southeastern Technical College's first RN class. I knew that Southeastern Tech would have an RN program one day. I just never knew it would take as long as it did. Ms. Coleman asked me to give you a little history on the program, how it got started, and I actually texted a friend of mine, Karen Durden, a couple of days ago and asked her when we were in Savannah, because I knew that's when we first started talking about the program, and we pinned it down. It was either 2003 or 2004, so it's been about 11 or 12 years ago that we started talking about an RN program at Southeastern Tech. And at that time, we were starting a lot of medical programs here at Southeastern, and we realized that the medical field was really where the good paying jobs would be in the future, and that's what we wanted for our students. We wanted jobs waiting for them when they graduated, and we wanted them to have good salaries so that they could be financially independent and support themselves and their families. We completed the Gillis building over across the pond around that time and realized that there was not enough room in that building for a dental hygiene program or an RN program. And it normally takes about 10 years from start to finish to get a state building on the list and then completed. And so we decided to start lobbying our our legislators for a building that was we called it an annex to the Gillis building, because we thought if it was an add-on, we might could get it more quickly. And we did. The annex was completed in either 2007, 2008, somewhere around in there. Also, in addition to needing space for the program, a biggie was we had to pursue SAC-COC accreditation. We were accredited by the Commission on Occupational Education, which was a national accrediting group. We had to have regional accreditation. And SAC-COC is the same group that accredits the University of Georgia system. So it did make the transferability of our students' courses a lot easier. But one of the main reasons that we got SAC-COC accreditation, one of the reasons we pursued it, was because we had to have it in order to start an RN program. So you can see that we knew back in 2003, 2004 that we had our work cut out for us, but we had a vision, we knew where we were going, and all we had to do was chart the path to get there. And with an excellent team of administrators in our medical programs and our academic affairs division, actually we had several different groups of administrators and instructors over that 11 or 12-year period, but we kept plodding along. We'd go 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 5 steps forward, 3 steps back. We just kind of kept taking baby steps toward our goal of an RN program at Southeastern Tech, so that we'd have a program to serve this region of Georgia. They also went through several different changes at the State Board of Nursing, and I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. But I can't tell you how many state boards of nursing meetings we attended, and how many times we met with a lady named Julia Gould. Does that name ring a bell? With some of the administrators. She was the gatekeeper to the RN program. She worked for the state board, and just the mention of her name would send shivers down my back. But toward the end of her her career at the State Board of Nursing, before she retired, she really was a great supporter of Southeastern Tech getting a program. And there's so many stories I could tell you about the RN program, but in essence of time, I'm going to give you one example that'll be a good illustration of some of the battles that we fought to get this program started. We were constantly being asked by the State Board of Nursing for data on our clinical sites. They wanted to know if we had enough hospitals and doctor's offices, et cetera, in the area so that our students could get the hands-on clinical experiences that they needed. And they didn't want just a yes or no answer. They wanted to know who, what, when, where, why. And that exercise, we repeated it often, but actually it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because we got to know the medical community so well, and they became great supporters of our RN program. The State Board of Nursing was also concerned as to whether or not we could find enough qualified instructors. And really, neither of these two areas was a concern to me, because I knew that our medical community was supportive and that they would provide the clinical sites. And then we had a licensed practical nursing program, had wonderful instructors, so we had decided early on that we would grow our RN instructors from within. So we met with our excellent instructors in the LPN program, told them what we were planning to do in regards to an RN program, and suggested that maybe they might want to go back and get their master's, which I think most of them did, and they certainly had enough time to complete their master's. But anyway, back to the example that I wanted to share with you, and I think this is the granddaddy of all the State Board of Nursing board stories. We've never had an overabundance of RNs. In fact, Mr. Calhoun gave you some numbers a while ago, but we were going through a period at one time where there was an extreme shortage of RNs, and I thought, great, even more of a reason for us to get to start an RN program, right? Wrong. The State Board of Nursing put a moratorium on starting any more state programs, any more RN programs in the state, until they could do a study to make sure there were enough clinical sites and enough qualified instructors. So go figure, we couldn't believe it. But luckily, our commissioner did go to the governor, and the governor lifted that moratorium. There were a lot of other hoops that we had to jump through. The Technical Board of Education, the Technical College System of Georgia Board, actually, we had to convince them that we had the money to do the program. And I don't know how we did it because it's a very expensive program, but we did pull that one off too. And then the final hurdle was finding a director for the program. And we advertised that position for an entire year. And in fact, we spent $25,000 advertising the position. And at the end of that year, we still didn't have a qualified applicant because the applicant had to have an RN, a master's degree, and have at least 3 years of instruction, teaching at the college level RN program. And it's very hard to find one of those beasts out there, but we finally found the perfect beast, the perfect director of an RN program, and Miss Martha Anders, and she's been just extraordinary. So we were almost there. We only had about 2 or 3 years left at the point where we found a director, because she had to put together an application that was about like putting together a SAC COC study, and is about equivalent to that. But we were determined to get this program started because it was the right thing to do. As Mr. Calhoun said, there are a lot of us baby boomers, and we need good health care. So we knew that we needed to do that. Now, while all this was going on, we had all these potential students out there saying, when are y'all going to start this program? I hear you can have an RN program. When are you going to start the program? So when we got to the point that we were ready to start the program, we had 30 qualified candidates in the pipeline. And I understand that 20 of those 30 have completed. And so congratulations. That is a very large percentage of students to complete a very difficult program. And what a testimony that is to our wonderful instructors. And I know that all of you have probably heard your student talk about their wonderful instructors. Miss Jennifer Corner and Miss Donna Jean Brady are just two of the best instructors you could ever have. And then, of course, I've already mentioned Martha Anders, and then Dana Rossler, who is the dean over that program, and Teresa Coleman, the VP. Just a great group of instructors, a great group of administrators for that program. Now, I'd like to make one final comment before I sit down. And since I've retired, I won't be able to address these students at graduation. And oh, by the way, students, please march at graduation. That was a real pet peeve of mine, students that wouldn't march. These are our best students, y'all are, and we want you to march at graduation. So make me a promise that the first group will march, and that y'all will start a tradition for the other students to do that as well. But anyway, when I would speak at graduation, I always talked about the 4 most important things that I learned in a 30-plus years of working. But tonight I'm only going to talk about one of those. And the advice that I want to give you is simple. Be kind. Be kind. It seems simple, but it's so important. Be kind to your patients. Be kind to your family. Be kind to your patients' families, your friends. Be kind to them. Especially be kind to old people, children, and animals. They can't defend themselves. We all have our issues. Everyone has problems. Be kind. One of my favorite authors and poets is Maya Angelou. She died a few years ago. But she said, I've learned people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. You can have the best skills in the world, which you should have after going through this program. You can pass the board exam with flying colors. But if you want to separate yourself from the rest of the pack and be a really excellent RN and exceed in your career, be kind to your patients. And don't be afraid to make them feel that they are important. You're completing a very important chapter in your life's journey. I'm thrilled to have been a little part of that journey. Congratulations, and God bless each of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. That was some wonderful advice. I love you guys, and forgive me if this is bad. I am humbled beyond expression to voice the sincere gratitude and long-anticipated pride of Southeastern Technical College's first ever Associate of Science in Nursing graduates. I cannot pretend to understand the grace of God, but I know that it has shone on me because of the friends He has put beside me here tonight. Shoulder upon shoulder, we have laughed and cried a lot. Hand in hand, we led each other through panic attacks, made ends meet, and therein made sacrifices. Side by side, we lost loved ones and we welcomed new babies into our families. We wrecked cars and motorcycles, failed and ultimately passed together, and all with our books and computers no more than 2 feet away. I look back on the first day of orientation with each of us checking one another out and trying to find our place on this roller coaster they call nursing school. I never would have dreamt of being able to sit beside these beautiful people tonight and feel so connected. But I'll tell you, this is a wild group. I mean, gun collectors, musicians, race car drivers, bartenders, daredevils, rock and rollers, artists, and those are just a few hobbies. There are certain images, smells, and feelings I will never be able to get out of my head. The sight of JC's nose exploding with Vaseline, or being rescued from the sauna by Jamie Beth, and you know what sauna I'm talking about. And I'll never forget Caleb's first Foley, but I will try my best. I was nervous about saying that this was the most difficult thing that any of us had ever done, but when Dana agreed, I knew it was safe to say. So we have some serious thank yous in order. We know that we could not have done this on our own. First of all, I want to thank our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I can't describe what He's done for us because it pretty much entails everything. Every time we didn't know where our foot would step, but we walked in blind faith, He carried us. Thank you to our instructors, you angels. You made all the difference. Your selfless commitment and deeply rooted knowledge willed each of us to trust you, and you never let us down. To our families who mean everything to us, thank you. Significant others, for being there with us when we were falling completely apart and quickly disappearing when it was time to study. Your faith in us has surpassed our own on countless occasions. Your patience, selflessness, and devotion will never be forgotten. I love you, Bob. Parents, you cultivated caring, intelligent, and driven children who will make a difference in this world. May the provision you have placed before us be returned to you over and over and over again. Children and grandchildren, be proud. Your mothers and grandmothers are women to be respected and adored. Thank you to our friends. Your support was more often the fuel that kept our lights burning. Thank you to our preceptors for your commitment to our profession, your seasoned wisdom, and for never forgetting what it was like to just begin. To anyone else who helped in any way, please accept our gratitude. From an encouraging word to financial assistance, you eased the burden, and for that we are forever grateful. So what would lead us to do something this demanding and challenging? Some of my cohorts have already paid their dues in the healthcare field and have returned to broaden the scope of care they may provide. Some of us have been inspired through exposure to nursing in different ways at different times. Perhaps we watched a nurse compassionately assist our family in giving up the ghost of a loved one, or experienced a nurse hand us our first child for the first time. Maybe you saw a life saved or restored through nursing, or felt relief from pain, loneliness, or fear at the hands of a nurse. Of course, the promise of making better money did not hinder our decision in any way. Our personal reasons for doing this are as different as we are. My cohort represents ambitious young adults fresh from adolescence, all the way to grandmothers who have long since built families of their own. This accomplishment could never mean the same thing to each of us, but to all of us, I hope it always means this. We continue to become more beneficent with a longing to do good, grow in our non-maleficence because we believe in protecting others from harm. May we make the stand that people should be autonomous, making their own decisions about their own lives. May justice come naturally to us and be made evident by treating each person we meet with dignity and respect, regardless of their situation. We commit ourselves to be honest and tell the truth, no matter the price. Let us believe wholeheartedly in an individual's right to protect information about themselves through privacy. And may we always be faithful to our promises and commitments, remembering what it means to be let down. This is how we will become the expert nurses that this world desperately needs. Thank you.
Tonight, we are here to recognize and celebrate all of these students for completion of their nursing program. Each student has worked extremely hard to get where they are tonight. The faculty would like at this time to recognize the nursing student who has achieved the highest grade point average for the class of 2015. This year's Director's Award goes to Lucan Taylor. At this time, Mrs. Brooke Henson, a member of the nursing faculty, will come forward to begin the pinning ceremony. Brooke?
As nursing has developed as a profession, many felt that there was a need to have a public symbol of the exemplary work done by the students in nursing programs. As a result, each school has the opportunity to create its own unique pin to present to students upon completion of the program. The pin not only signifies the outstanding accomplishments of the students, but also welcomes them as members of the nursing profession. The nursing pin that will be presented to the class of 2015 tonight was designed by the nursing students and will be used in the first of many Southeastern Technical College Associate of Science in Nursing Pinning Ceremonies. As your name is called, please stand and come forward to receive your nursing pin. Dana Barnheisel. Caleb Burton. Kelly Brannon. Tabitha Cameron. Caroline Conley. Brittany Gray. Kelly Henderson. Paris Harrelson. Courtney Johnson. Beth Martin. John Wilder Page. Jamie Beth Perry. Brooke Peters. Jody Phillips. Bessie Pittman. Elizabeth Renew. Candace Stevens. Lucan Taylor. Karen Tootle. J.C. Ware. The students have put in many hours throughout the nursing program. Countless hours have been spent studying, practicing skills, and attending clinical rotations. They even managed to sprinkle in a little bit of fun during all their hard work. As you all know, a picture is worth 1,000 words, so please enjoy this slideshow presentation that they prepared to reflect on their journey.
Round a turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. Something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space.
be standing one by one with our future in our hands. So many dreams, so many plans. I always knew after all these years there'd be laughter, there'd be tears, but never thought I'd walk away with so much joy but so much pain. And it's so hard to say goodbye, but yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moment, so glad I got to know you. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Another chapter in the book. Can't go back, but you can look. And there we are on every page. Memories I'll always save. Up ahead, only open doors. Who knows what we're heading towards? I wish you love, I wish you luck. For you, the world just opens up. But it's so hard to say goodbye. Yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moment, so glad I got to know you. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. Every day that we had, all the good, all the bad, I'll keep them here inside. All the times that we shared, every place, everywhere, you touched my life. Yeah, one day we'll look back, we'll smile and we'll laugh, but right now we just cry. 'Cause it's so hard to say goodbye. Yesterday's gone, we gotta keep moving on. I'm so thankful for the moment, so glad I got to know you. The times that we had, I'll keep like a photograph and hold you in my heart forever. I'll always remember you. I'll always remember
The Nightingale lamp, also known as the lamp of nursing and the lamp of learning, is an insignia of nursing and nursing education. The lamp represents the warmth of caring. The light of the lamp symbolizes excellence in the practice of nursing. After nurses were pinned, Florence Nightingale would light a lamp and pass the flame to each of the nurses as they said the pledge. The Florence Nightingale Pledge is an oath nurses take as they embark on the caregiver role. The pledge was originally composed in 1893. Since then, the Nightingale Pledge has been modernized to increase its relevance to contemporary values. The more modern Nightingale Pledge both honors the original pledge and gives substance to the vision that represents the present and the future of nursing. The class of 2015 has chosen to include these traditions in their pinning ceremony. Would all of the nurses in the audience please stand with the class and recite the Nightingale Pledge? I pledge myself here before God and in the presence of the assembly to practice the profession with integrity, to endeavor to maintain and to elevate the standards of nursing, both as a science and an art. I will wholeheartedly recognize the importance of higher standards of care and of personal accountability. I devote myself to the healing, protection, and welfare of those committed to my care. I accept my duties to work and be permanent in the community in which I live. I will hold in confidence personal matters under my keeping and will respect the privacy of medical information. I will act with compassion in ethical matters. I will not knowingly administer or consume any harmful substances. I commit my interdisciplinary collaboration and lifelong learning. I fully acknowledge the seriousness of my responsibilities, calling, and the significance of Will the class of 2016 please stand? Stephen Rowell, a member of the class of 2016, will now come forward and receive the nursing lap. Stephen? Now let me know what he's... Dana Barnheisel, ASN Class President, will now come forward with some special recognition and remarks. Dana?
Wow, what to say after all this. Tonight really has been such a special night for all of us in the room. Everyone here, in some way or another, has had a part in us being on this stage. First, I'd like to recognize our wonderful instructors. Without your hard work, dedication to us and this program, and reading a couple chapters ahead of us, we wouldn't be here. We thank you for being available between the hours of 7 a.m. and no later than 9 p.m. for office visits, phone calls, and text messages. We apologize to your families for interrupting many dinners, your quiet evenings at home, and children's after-school activities with the sound of an incoming text. Miss Martha is our program director, maternity and peds, and trends instructor, as well as class mom. She always had an encouraging word, and you knew you could rely on her bubbly personality to lift you up, except when we did something wrong. Miss Donna Jean was our pharmacology, med-surg, and mental health instructor. Thanks to her drawing abilities, her storytelling, and her enthusiastic teaching style, we managed to learn things we never thought possible. The examples she gave, especially the ones of her husband, helped a lot too. And I'm sorry, Mr. Brady, but we talked about you a lot. Miss Jennifer was our fundamentals and med-surg instructor. She was the quietest of the group, so when she spoke, you knew you better listen. Most of all, her peaceful personality brought the calm to our chaos. Miss Brooke was our pitch hitter, stepping in whenever and wherever needed, as long as it was not at clinical. She taught us fundamentals and trends. She was the one you could always rely on for a good laugh, and her way of teaching always had a way of making things click. We are so grateful to have had instructors like you. Without your willingness to do whatever it took for us, who knows where we'd be? Probably at McDonald's flipping hamburgers, because we would not have made it through this program. At this time, we'd like to recognize several individuals who have been instrumental in making tonight a reality. Southeastern Technical College's president, Mr. Larry Calhoun. The President Emeritus, Dr. Catherine Mitchell. The Vice President of Academic Affairs, Mrs. Teresa Coleman. The Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Barry Dotson. And the Dean of Health Sciences, Mrs. Dana Rossler. Without all of you, this program would not have been a possibility. But we'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize all of our clinical affiliates. Thank you for giving us a chance to learn and practice our new skills. And thank you to all of our families and friends for putting up with this through the completion of this incredible journey. We truly have accomplished something extraordinary. Thank you for all of your love and support, your meals, and being a shoulder to cry on, and listening when we complained about not getting that one question right on a test, that one that we can argue to the grave that it was right. Hopefully you all remember what we look like after not seeing us for long periods of time, but all that will change now because we did it. We are so glad that you came to celebrate the end of one chapter in our lives and the start of another. It has truly been a crazy, emotional ride, and we can't think of anyone better to celebrate it with than those we love. And so we'd like to invite you to a reception immediately following this ceremony. It would be a perfect opportunity for you to meet these people sitting behind me, the 19 people who have become additional members of your family and who are now the Southeastern Technical College's Associate of Science and Nursing class of 2015 graduates.
At this time, it is our honor to present to you the 2015 Associate of Science in Nursing graduates. Congratulations.